Hey folks, so when I was working on the monster down there, a few people have asked, what the heck is that banging noise? Well, it is this tree. Yeah, this apple tree beside the building, and it's dropping its apples. This is the strangest tree I've ever seen, because it started dropping its fruit as soon as it was forming. It's been dropping constant. Every once in a while one will hit the roof and go bang. That's what you're hearing. And believe me, it's pretty annoying. it's especially at night, it's pretty loud. The cat will lay in the window, all of a sudden bang, it'll scare the heck out of him, he'll jump. Yeah, I don't understand. Because like I say, as soon as the fruit started growing, it's been dropping them. So you can see a whole bunch of them all piled up down there. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of bees around, rotting fruit all over the place. So, catnip's doing good. I need to give it a little more water. I just watered them now. I forgot yesterday, so they were kind of a little bit shrivelly. They look a lot better than they did a little while ago when I come out. But I gotta give them some more water. Because it's pretty hot. And it's going to be like full sun on them again today, so I've got to give them a bunch more water before I go out. Because that's the problem with being in a pot like that. You got to keep them watered. Pretty hazy out there today. I had storms come through yesterday. We didn't get anything here, of course. Everything passed us. So they didn't get any natural rain. But there's rain out there again today, but nowhere near us. Everything's forming after it's already passed. So I'm going to give them some water, and then I'm going to head out for a tour. One thing I didn't talk about when I was out on the roof there is with the cat going out. He only goes out when I'm out there. I won't let him out there by himself because we got eagles flying around. So I don't want him out there in the daytime, and at night we got owls. So either way, it's a threat to him. So we got rain a few days ago. Nothing major, just enough to get everything wet. And he went out and he's slipping on the roof. It was kind of funny. He'd start heading and he'd start slipping. He'd stop and he looks back at me like, what's going on? That's pretty funny. He didn't go very far and he didn't stay out very long. He'd come back in. He just couldn't get his footing on the wet steel. It was kind of funny. So, went down the trail today. It's not super hot today. It was nice. I mean, added to my suntan for sure, but it wasn't like super hot or anything. I get down the end of the trail. I'm sitting there where I take my break, and I got all the blackbirds down there, the grackles. I see them all the time, going up and down the riverbank, hopping from rock to rock, looking for bugs. Well, that part of the river where I sit is really shallow, and I actually saw one walking through the water today. Which kind of surprised me. Oh, excuse me. I thought that was pretty cool. I got a hair, I think, or a spider web or something. It's probably a cat hair. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I got up to the ball diamond, and there's a ball game there today. So I was like, okay, can't go in there. Can't go behind the building because there's vehicles parked there. But there is a wide area, probably maybe 4 or 5 vehicles wide of open area. So I kind of stopped at the little field off to the side, had my smoke. And I didn't want to go behind the building because I didn't want to hear car alarms being set again. Pissed me off all over. So I sat there, and then after a bit, I just kind of turned around. It wasn't kids playing, so I was comfortable to sit there and watch them for a while. That was kind of interesting. One team seemed pretty good. I left, went for more of a tour, and I came home. So it was kind of cool. So, without the internet for a day, and the tech guy came in, and we have fiber optic that comes into the house. So we have all their electronics in the little room, the electrical room that we have here. And we don't have a landline phone. So apparently the phone, whatever their apparatus is, has a battery in it, battery backup if the power goes off. So he says a lot of times, if that battery dies, it tends to take out the internet as well, even though we're not actually, internet through the phone here. So he took the battery out, and our internet started working, which was kind of strange. So everything was good. Less than 24 hours later, it goes out again. So, able to do everything over the phone. He's telling us, check this, check that. And your internet provider has the ability to see your modem. They know exactly what's going on. If you unplug it to reset it and plug it back in, they can see that. So, he told us that he cannot see our modem. So there's something wrong. It's not actually our modem that's the issue. There's something wrong before it, because he can't see it. So I wasn't here at the time. I was out. Everybody else was taking care of everything. So I got back home. Internet's working again, and it explained to me, they're checking all the wiring and everything. Once the wiring leaves that electrical room and goes upstairs, we don't see it until we're upstairs. It goes up through the floor, it comes out, and there's a little, call it a junction box or something. It's kind of like the little white box on the wall you plug your phone into. It's kind of like that, but it's like on the floor. It's at the top of this hole, and you can't move it anywhere because there's no extra wiring, so it's just there on the floor. So they're checking all the wires. Ken unplugs one, and the end of it's fried. So we think what happened is the cat peed on it, which he does. So that's why when I put the modem in there, I put it up on a box, because he won't pee on anything up high. He only pees on stuff that's on the floor, especially if it's a plastic bag. He loves peeing on those for some reason. So, and we got the cell phone booster. I put it on top of the box as well. So now, I have my old computer desk, the top part with the shelves on it. It sits on top of the desk. I had an extra one of those, because like I say, my old computer desk was garbage. Ken got a new one, so he gave me his. So that's the one I'm using here. And it got its own shelf, so I had this extra shelf hanging around that I figured I could put on top of something for extra storage, right? Well, it's been sitting upside down on my floor since we moved here. So I figured, oh, I can use it for this, right? So I took it out into the side room, put the modem and the cell booster unit on top of that, and I maneuvered it in such a way, it's got the vertical parts on the end. Actually, it's got 3 verticals. One side's got shelves and the other's just open. Put everything on top, and the one vertical part is right beside this little box that comes out of the wall. So if he pees on anything, he's going to pee on that vertical part. He's not going to hit the box again. But we don't know for sure, but that's what we're assuming. I have smelt cat pee out there before, so I know he peed out there somewhere. So it wouldn't surprise me. So we haven't had a problem since. But Whiteman keeps waking me up in the morning. Is your internet still working? So a couple days ago, I was busy all day. I'm not even sure if it was the same day or not, but I was busy anyways, and I hadn't checked my scanner recording. I hadn't heard anything, but I was getting ready to go to bed, and I realized I hadn't checked it, so I checked it, and there's something there. So I listened to it. It was another secretive call. If you watched my video, the bomb threat and McDonald's, it was secretive. They didn't say over the air what was going on. They said check your response.
Attention North Huron William Fire. Please respond to 40 Josephine Street. Please check your fire response, and fire officer, please call in at 10 to 2nd page. You will stage down the road from 40 Josephine Street, and again, please check your fire response prior to responding. William Fire, please respond.
For details and that, well, it's kind of the same thing. But just listening to it, it kind of, it was ambulance requested, so it kind of gave me an idea what was going on. And when Car 1 was on scene, he said that, you know, he's, I don't know how he put it, he can see the patient or whatever, or can't get to, there's something like that anyways, but he says we're going to have to force the door. So I called up my friend in Hanover and asked him, you know, I kind of suspect this was a suicide, but, you know, can you look into it? And he come back like, this is like 11 o'clock at night. I didn't even figure he was awake. I figured, you know, he'd respond in the morning. But he come back right away. Yes, it was. So, problem is, I looked on the map. I kind of had an idea where it was, but I looked on the map to see which, you know, specific building it was. And it was somebody that I used to wave to when I drove by all the time, every day. And I don't know the person's name. I don't know anything about them. This is just somebody that I wave to. And if you ever see my videos, when I'm doing my out-of-town tour, I'm waving to this person, that means a lot to me. I don't need to know the person. Just waving back and forth, that interaction, means a lot to me. And it was an older couple that lived there, and they have a beautiful yard. And I waved to them all the time when I went by. And it was really, really difficult for me. And I cried myself to sleep that night. It's been a long time since I've done that, but that was enough, you know. And this is exactly why I don't put suicides on my fire department channel. I don't, because I know how it affects people, even if you don't know the person, right? Because there's been a couple. This is the first time. I think there's been 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think this is the 4th one I've heard since I moved to Wingham and started listening to this area. And I didn't know any of them until this person. Like I said, I don't know him personally, or her. I just know these people that I wave to, right? So that's close to knowing to me, you know. And the other ones, like, it still affects me, even though I have no clue who they are. I hear the address or whatever. Only one was address, the other 2 were different. They weren't residential areas, let's put it that way. They still affected me, even though, I had no clue who they were. One was out of town, so, no chance of knowing anybody. Like, not out of town like the areas I drove, I mean, like, way out of town, rural. Not within the limits of Wingham. So, but that's why I don't publish those. But this really, really bothered me. So, I went to bed early, and like I said, cried myself to sleep. And then 9 o'clock in the morning, I get woke up by Whiteman again, asking if our internet's still working. So at this point, it's 2 days in a row he's woke me up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was not impressed. And the mood that I was in, I told him, I says, if we have a problem, we will call. There's no problem, it's working. Stop waking me up in the morning. Paraphrasing, but yeah. So he says, okay, I'll close the ticket, and we won't, we'll consider the problem solved. So that set me off. I was in a bad mood all day yesterday. That's what started it, just waking up like that. And because I was up early, I'm still half asleep. I haven't got enough sleep yet, and the cat starts meowing at me already because I'm talking on the phone, and that just kept increasing my anger. And I think there was something else too. I don't remember what it was, but it just I didn't have a good day. So I went out for a tour. Neighbor was having a yard sale, and over talked to him for a while. Oh, that was the other thing too. He told me the night before that he was having a yard sale, and he wanted me to come over, and they're setting up at whatever time in the morning. I says, well, Thailand, likely I'm gonna be awake in the morning. And after I got woke, he started texting me, you coming over or what? And it's like, I told you I wasn't gonna be awake. That's what the other thing was. So I just so I went out the normal time I normally do, and I stopped over, talked to him for a little bit. Then I went for my tour, and I come back and talked to him again. And by that point, I was more or less better, I guess you could say, more normal. But when I came home, I went to sleep. I slept for the rest of the day. I couldn't face life at that point. I couldn't. So I woke up this morning, normal time, even though I had all that extra sleep, I woke up normal time. And today, everything's back to normal, as far as that goes anyways. But and I shouldn't have to worry about Eastlink. I used to be Eastlink. I have to worry about Whiteman calling anymore. And I kind of don't like saying that word on YouTube, white man, but that's what they're called. It's WIGHTMAN, all one word. But, somebody's going to hear that, oh, you're being racist. So, think I only have one thing left to talk about, and I don't remember what it was. If I get interrupted again. Oh yeah. I'm gonna wait because I'll get interrupted when he comes back in. Okay, so Mandiox called me back. I gotta sit down. My back hurts from standing here like this. And of course, I guess that's not too bad. Talking about the charger. Apparently, he can't get this style of charger anymore. These are the ones I like. I said, I want the one with the cooling fan in them. And he says, well, the way they work nowadays, they don't get hot anymore. So they don't need the cooling fans. Well, I need the cooling fans because it gets hot in here. That's the point, right? The environment that they're operating in is hot. But I can't get one of those. So I says, well, it doesn't matter what type I get. I can't get a 4 amp anymore. They don't make 4 amp anymore. They're all 5 amp minimum. So that's fine. I says, I just can't use an 8 because they melt the plugs. So I told him, I says, I don't really care what style I get. I said, I prefer these with the cooling fan, but it just can't be a smart charger. A smart charger does not work on the Monster. As soon as I plug it in, it'll give me an error. So he says, well, they're all smart chargers now. So he goes on explaining, and I says, well, then this here is a smart charger too, because it does exactly what he's explaining. It's just some will actually say smart charger on them, some won't. This one doesn't. So I'm thinking, oh, wonderful. Now, here's the thing. He told me the main difference between this and the new chargers today is my batteries can be completely dead. This will charge them. Today's chargers require a minimum of 20 volts. Why? Because you plug them in, if there's less than 20 volts, it won't see the battery and it won't charge them. That's stupid. How many people driving scooters drain their batteries, right? So I'm thinking, the one I got from the Monster dealer that wouldn't work, it gave me an error as soon as I plugged it in. I'm thinking, because I used to drive the Monster 30-40 kilometers a day, I get home, my batteries are pretty drained, so I'm guessing they were under 20 volts, and that charger would not charge because of that. That's useless, right? What's the point of that? It's so stupid. It's just, they're all like that now. You have to have, like, well, how am I supposed to charge my batteries if they're dead? It's like, oh my god. So I'm going to hold on to this. Hope it stays working. So if I drain the batteries to a point where it's not going to charge, then I'll have to use this to charge it up a little bit until there's enough voltage in there for the other charger to say, hey, there's batteries connected to me. Who's the bonehead that came up with that idea? That's stupid. Now here's the big thing. I'm expecting to pay at least $100 for this. Like I said, you can get these cheap garbage ones on Amazon that don't work for like $50, $59 or whatever. They're all the same thing. They're just different sellers. It's the same frickin' thing. All of them. You can't get any other brand or style. They're all that. But I figured $100, $150, right? So I'm prepared to pay $200, getting it from a licensed mobility scooter place. Oh no, they're over $300 now. So I told him, I says, what I was planning on doing was I was going to pay for, I need it now, because I don't know, it's worrying me. I'm not sure if it's even working properly. Seems to be, but, with the issues with the other scooter and that. So I'm concerned, and like I said, it's old. I've had it for over 10 years. At some point, it's going to stop working. So I need that charger. So I said what I wanted to do was I was going to pay for it and go through ODSP. If ODSP will cover it, then they'll reimburse me. But I can't cover a $300 charge. So now I have to wait for ODSP. And I don't know, guys. This world's getting worse. It sucks. What's the point? Minimum 20 volts. Oh. So you're only allowed to drain, let's see. I guess it'd be 20 volts for both batteries. So they're like 26, so 32. I don't remember what I was getting before when I was testing. It was like 32, 33 volts or something like that. Actually, I think it was 37. Or 27. Maybe it was, I don't remember. So we'll say 27. So, okay, I'm only allowed to drain the battery 7 volts, or the charger won't charge them again? I'm sorry, I'm just so frustrated with that. That's BS. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I wish I was still into electronics. I still had my physical ability to do these little intricate circuits and stuff. I just make my own. They screw all these other things. But, you know, I can't do that anymore. I'm talking about the controller, taking the chips out of it, but they're like giant transistors. They got 3 terminals on each, and they're large. I won't have a problem with those. I can see them. Oh, excuse me. I can see those easily. I can work with them easily, if that's what the problem is. But like I said, I haven't taken it apart yet, so I don't really know. But, you know, if it comes down to it, that's something I can do, right? I don't know. So, at the moment, I still gotta finish with the back of the Monster. The last couple of days I've gone out, I've made sure the hub bolts are tight before I go out. And they're still, you know, they take maybe 1/8 of a turn each time, until they decide they're going to stay where they're at. But I keep checking them. But I still got to take them off again anyways and grease everything up. I haven't done that yet. I haven't had a chance. I've had so many other things going on, I haven't really had much of a chance. I thought maybe I could do this, you know, when I come out here to talk. Because I come home, the dogs were barking, the neighbor was cutting the grass, and they had their leashes all tangled together and that, and so I get Martin to go out and, you know, take care of that and everything. And I think there was something else. I completely forgot to do this. So I went upstairs like, oh man. So I come down just to do this video. So, but it's hot. I gotta do it before I go out because it's too hot in here now. So it looks like it's gonna be nice and warm for the next few days, at least till Friday. But we have an air quality warning now until Tuesday, which is 2 days from now. So I don't know. I think we're getting all these hot days, but we're getting like a super wind, you know, with it. So it hasn't been too bad. We can't have bad air quality if the wind's blowing the air through, right? Like yesterday it was 32, and I was sitting up at the ball diamond at the edge of the field there. It was like sitting in a hurricane, like a major wind coming off the field, which felt nice. But, you know, it's keeping the airflow, you know, keeping things fresh. So I don't know. Maybe in the next couple of days we're not going to have any wind. I guess we'll see. Well, I guess we'll see, because normally if we have an air quality problem, it's either wildfire smoke. Well, actually, I never thought of that. That's a possibility. It's either wildfire smoke coming down from up north or stagnant air, because there's no wind. Like if we're stuck in an omega block, which is a constant circulation of air, high pressure system. The air never moves. It just keeps circling around, and then the pollution builds up in that. That's usually what our air quality statements are from. But I never actually looked at the details of it. So it could be wildfire smoke. I don't know. I guess I'll find out. But I will post it right here. I'll go upstairs and I'll take a look and see what it is. And I'll let you see what it is. So I can't think of anything else to talk about. I think I've covered pretty much everything now. And it's nice. Wait, fly. Standing here all this time and I haven't heard a single bang of an apple falling on the roof, so that's a good thing. Very strange tree. I don't get it. Very, very strange tree. Makes no sense why it would start dropping fruit as soon as it starts producing. Like the little baby things falling off. Like cherry size. They're already falling off the tree. Makes no sense. Anyway, I'm going to start rambling now, so I guess I'm done. I've made my points. Covered everything I wanted to cover, I think. And there we go.